Hello and good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Coaching. Doing the first one of the series here is always a little weird when we're live, but here we're just going to get going and get started. Let me give you 1 second here. As usual, I'm working through all the technology and yeah, let's see. Hold on 1 second. Escape out of there. Okay. All right, good morning. Welcome to the live for our fall coffee and coaching on Saturday morning. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to just dive right in because I watch videos all the time on coaching and there's so much chatter at the beginning. I'm like, just get to the coaching. So we're going to get started here. The hardest part of any side hustle isn't the work itself. It's actually making the time to plan it and to build your side hustle. And once you can do that, it can pay off big. I've been running my paint party side hustle for 14 years now, and I work very little on it right now. And yet I get repeat business and loyal customers. And with just a couple of emails and responses, people know how to contact me. And I've built repeat customers. I have a library of projects and I have systems that basically run this on autopilot that makes the fall and holiday season really easy for me to make money. And honestly, it's the biggest money maker of the year. Look at any other paint party business or service, and fall is the time and the place to build your business. I actually started my paint party business in October of 2011, and ever since then, I've just been building it. And every fall and every December even is my biggest month all the time. And so I'm here to help you creatively make money. And that's exactly why I created the Fall Paint Party Playbook. So, have you seen the Fall Paint Party Playbook? Maybe that's why you're here today joining us. And I'm going to just share with you on my screen, although every time we share a screen, I end up fumbling around. So, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to share my screen. And I just want you to get a preview of this Fall Party Playbook because yeah, it's awesome and it looks just like this. I'm gonna try to maximize my screen without it going crazy. um, so it's about 14 pages. You can download it. Where to find it, you might be asking, is you can find it at in your email. I haven't put it yet on our website, artsyassociation.com. You can go there. I'm going to put it on there. But if you're on our email list, I've emailed it out to you. If you are an Artsy member, not only do you have it, but you can also edit it. You can make an editable version of it. And also, it's about 14, 15 pages long, and it's something beautiful that you can be able to print and you can, I don't know why it's not showing over here. I have no idea where it's showing. I'm always wondering where this is going. Anyway, the tech part is the hectic part for me on doing our coaching calls. Anyhow, back to what we were talking about. So go download that Party Playbook because it's a step-by-step guide. It's going to help you build your side hustle that builds full-time pay for your business. And oh, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if everything is showing up for us here. Give me a minute. I'm always so nervous about the content on YouTube. It's like super weird. I think it's working. Here we go. Business. Yes. Okay. And good. It is going. All right. So anyhow, so download that playbook. And then when you get that playbook, it's going to help you plan. You can work through it as fast as you want. But I'm doing these live coaching calls every Saturday here during this fall season to help motivate you, give you some more ideas, give you some more back story about all of it. And what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find the YouTube page, because I want to make sure if you're chatting, if you have any questions live, you are more than welcome to ask me questions. Now, if you're an Artsy member, you can ask questions in our Facebook group. I will answer them all week long, but then I can answer any questions that you have here during our live coffee and coaching. All right. So most important thing, go download the playbook and let's get going. All right. So I'm doing the Saturday morning Artsy coffee and coaching. And what I'm doing is I'm sharing 14 years of my business. And I started this paint party business because I wanted a side hustle that I could do while being a stay-at-home mom while my boys were in middle school. And today they're all grown up. They're all birdies, have flown the nest. In fact, I have two grandbabies already and one on the way. And I can't wait to now get to do art with my girl and my grandson all the time, because I love doing that and I love being able to share what we do in this business with my family. But I still do paint parties. Like even though I'm an empty nester, I'm a director at a nonprofit, but I still do my paint party business as a side hustle. Why do I do that? Because one, it makes great money. It's like foolish to say no to some of these events. Plus, I love doing art. I'm telling you, my heart just changed over these 14 years about loving to do art with people. There's something that the way that people behave when they're at paint parties, and it's kind of a social experiment for me. But what I really love is when I get to work with adults who don't think they're creative and it just unlocks something in them, and I get to visually be part of that. And I just think it's really helpful and hopeful for our society right now, especially in the times that we live in, like just giving people peace of mind. So I find joy in it as an empty nester, right? I'm not running all over town, to soccer matches and doing all the things I used to do with middle school boys. And so, yeah, so it just works out for my schedule. Now, for some of you, like you're doing a side hustle, like you need to make money, right? For whatever reason, you need to contribute to your household, just like I did when I was a middle school stay-at-home mom for my boys. I needed to make money. And so there's a different energy that you have when you're like, I got to make this happen. And this is just a side hustle and I make extra money. And that's what we're really going to talk about today, because we're talking about carving out your calendar. And I'm going to go back to trying to share my slides with you, especially because if you have not downloaded the playbook yet, I want you to be able to have the playbook. All right, so let's see. So let's go to screen 2. We're going to share. And so this is what the playbook looks like. And today what we're going to talk about are these 3 things. We're going to talk about blocking out your dates, setting your goals, and creating a simple vision board. And I want you to think about this right now before we get started, but think of 3 gatherings that would make this feel successful to you. Now, I don't know where you're at in your business. I don't know if you're just starting out paint parties. I don't know if you're dreaming it up. I don't know if you're trying to rebuild. Because I make this content for our Artsy members, a lot of them have already begun their business. And for me personally, I took the summer off. And so when I got all these parties ready and booked for October, I was like, I got to go clean my supplies. I got to go get all my fall artwork out. And that's how the fall party paint party playbook came out, because I need to get myself organized. And I figure you need to get organized too. And so these are the 3 things that we're going to do to set us up for success. And we're going to start with that visualization. If you've been doing paint parties, what are the 3 gatherings that is going to make this season feel successful for me? I already have a huge event coming up October 4th. It's for our city, and I'm getting paid like $2,000 to do art at a city festival. Like that is a successful event. I also do a really large event for a foster care organization, usually the first weekend of December. I'm visualizing those events happening because they're important to me. They're important to give back to my city, important to serve kids in foster care. And that is a big win for me. And then I think of some of my clients that pay me really good money over the holidays to come out. And I'm thinking and visualizing those events because they pay me a lot of money so that I could do the foster care type of party. So visualizing those events. So I want you to think of that as well. And then we're going to talk about these 3 things that are on the slide here. So again, go download the playbook. You can work alongside me. I created the playbook to be very actionable, and we're going to get to the reason why it needs to be actionable, because you can sit all day and watch me. I mean, look at me, look at the video. It's fun to watch people tell you what to do, but you need to take action. That's right. All right. So before we get started, if anybody's on the call, which I can't tell, I'm telling you guys, I'm the worst at this. But if anybody's on the call with me, I do have some of you on here. Yay, good morning. Well, good morning to you. Type in the chat if you don't mind. What fall vibe is your business in right now? Is it empty? Is it packed? Are you like overwhelmed? Are you just starting? Are you rebuilding? Are you pumpkin and spicy? Are you what's your fall vibe going on here for your business? So I can't wait to see that come up on the chat and let me know how that's going. Let's see. I gotta wait for this to like catch up on the video anyway before you guys see it to chat. All right, yeah, give me some love on the for those of you viewing us live. Make sure you go type something in the chat because sometimes I feel so alone here. All right, well, I'm going to get started as maybe I'll see some of you chat what fall vibe your business is in. But what I'm going to talk to you about now is why you have to treat your side hustle like a real business. And this is the downfall for those of us who run side hustles, as we just kind of let it be and we don't treat it like a real business. But when you work in a real business, you are going to show up, right? If you're scheduled to work from 8 to 4 p.m., you're going to show up. You're not going to call in. You're not going to no call, no show on some other business. So why do you no call, no show on yourself? Why? Because it's easier to scroll on TikTok, right? It's easier to be on our phone thinking we're working on our business when I know I do this. By the way, I'm preaching to the choir because sometimes I'm on Pinterest and I'm looking at all this fun artwork for fall and it feels like I'm working. And part of it is, it's the creative part, but the actionable part of showing up in your business. And so that's what we're going to talk about when we talk about carving out your calendar, because you need to plan your time and you need to plan actionable steps. And it's very hard when you're an entrepreneur to do this because guess what? You're not getting paid. You're watching this video right now and you're not getting paid to watch this video right now because in our industry, in the paint party industry, you get paid when you do an event. And that's why we're able to charge so much. And that's why you need to charge as much as you do for your paint party business, because that is what's paying for your time to watch these videos, to go order supplies and to stock up your inventory and to research what artwork you're going to do. Those are the back sides of your business that do take work, and you need to pay yourself for that by having the actual events, right? So think of this: time is your currency and you need to protect it at all costs, especially when you're running a side hustle. All right, some of your texts are coming in through. So hi, Casey. Hi, Trisha. Trisha says she's rebuilding and she has Florida fall vibes, black cats and witches. I know. Trisha always does this amazing witch run, right? Or the witch bicycle thing. I can't wait to see you do that. Maybe you're doing that again this year. All right. So I use a ton of calendars. When I'm calendaring, I probably calendar more than most people. I'm kind of addicted to it. I plan out my year. I plan out my months. I plan out my weeks, and I plan out my day. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. I'm going to flip my phone up, my camera over. That wall calendar right there is my annual calendar. Now that's probably going to mess up my lighting for the rest of the video. So I do an annual plan. I plan at the beginning of the year, like most of you do, and then I do some check-ins. And then I break it down by month, and I only do 1 month ahead of time at a time. Or like right now in this case, I'm looking at the 3 months ahead, just like I'm telling you to do in the playbook, because it is the busiest season. And then every single Sunday night, I plan out my week. I go look at my week. I schedule every single day. I know what's happening every morning, afternoon, and evening. I plan my weekends, all of that good stuff. Like every single part of my calendar is planned out, and I'm going to show you my desk calendar. So here's my desk calendar. And yes, I'm a little Gen Xer and I still have a paper calendar. I also have digital calendars, and I have a calendar at my professional job. I have my personal family calendar where I'm planning travel and things like that with my husband. But my desk calendar, and I want to show you my August one because I actually did more art on my August one. So here's my August one, right? And I went on vacation. And the other reason I have a paper one is because I'm sitting at my desk. I'm artsy and I like to decorate my calendar with like little hearts, stars. I color code it. But the other thing I do, and I want you to do too, is I write affirmations down on my calendar. So in my August one, for example, I wrote in pencil some, I wrote some on different days. Here I write things like I carry peace into every space on this calendar. Love is my greatest legacy. I live it daily. My worth is not measured um, in output, but in faithfulness. So what I do is I just come write something that's on my heart on there, or you can go use Chat GPT. Yeah, if you don't use Chat GPT, stick with me because I'm gonna keep teaching you more about that. But I use Chat GPT to go help me write some affirmations for whatever season I'm in. And so I go fill up my calendar with that too, because who else is going to encourage you but yourself? I'm here to encourage you, but I'm not like on the phone with you every single day. I wish I were. But I want you to learn how to affirm yourself and coach yourself. And by doing these little things on your calendar, it's going to help keep you motivated. Okay. So, of course, looking at it monthly, and that's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you some actionable steps that I want you to do. I want you to go look at your monthly calendar and I'm going to tell you two parts that you're going to do with your monthly calendar, looking at this month that you're in, the next 2 months that you're in, especially if you're in the fall season watching this video. You're going to want to be planning that. Now, one thing I want you to remember, I love this quote. I use it all the time. You can run the day or the day can run you. That's right. You're the one driving this bus, right? And so you need to be the one planning for your painting party business. And so what you want to do is, hold on, I'm losing my notes because I'm reading your comments. Hi, Carla. Good to see you. Business a little flat right now. That's right. August, September are a little flat. You got to think of who your demographic is. October, November, December could be booming, especially when we're following our fall playbook. So let's do that. All right. So I'm going to tell you in two parts how you're going to calendar and carve out your calendar if you haven't already. The first part one, is you work on your business. On your business means you are in CEO mode. Okay. You are creating strategies, systems, you're doing all those things. It's the marketing, it's the emails. And guess what? Sometimes it's the admin part, and you're like, ugh, I hate that part, right? We all have our strengths and our weaknesses in this in what we're doing. And so that's why you need to be in CEO mode. You gotta do those things. And you're gonna go on your calendar and you're gonna plan when you are in CEO mode. Okay. Or artist mode or warehouse mode. I don't know what you want to call it, right? Because if you're today, what I'm doing later today, I'm going to go clean out some of my art supplies today. So I'm going to be in art warehouse mode, right? I have to get all my summer stuff packed away and I need to bring in all my Halloween stuff out, my Halloween paintings and all the wood slices and stuff like that. So you're going to go look at your calendar because you're not just going to on a whim decide that you have time to do it today, right? So I already had this planned today to do it right after this call. So I'm going to go mark out an hour, mark out 2 hours. And what you're going to do in CEO mode is you're planning when you're learning and you're researching. When you're taking this paint party playbook and you're going to, which part are you working on? I'm going to do 1 hour, on Monday, 1 hour on Saturday. You're going to plan the time to watch this video. Are you joining me every single Saturday coming up for this live coaching? Are you watching the replay? And then you're going to plan action time, right? Action time is when you're actually going to do something outside of your planning, learning, or research time. So think of it like this. I got to plan what supplies I need to buy. I got to plan what paint parties I have coming up. And the actionable part is now I'm going to go put them together, right? It's the physical part of doing it. So, and the reason you want to do that is because you can get stuck in learning and researching mode. Like I said, stuck watching videos, stuck overthinking, and you can't do that to yourself or you'll get stuck. So go look at your monthly calendar. If you got to go buy one, go get one on Amazon. That always makes us more motivated when we get to go buy a new planner. I also do have desktop versions, digital versions. And so go do that. Get ready to do that. I hope you can do that today. If you're watching this as a replay, you can hit pause and start planning that. And then now I want you to think about this because we spend so much time scrolling on our phones. And if you have never looked at the time you use on your phone, it's almost embarrassing sometimes, right? We can spend 40 minutes on TikTok. So Now I want you to promise yourself, right? You're the CEO of your business. You're going to promise yourself that you're going to dedicate time to this playbook. You're going to dedicate time to coaching videos, and you're going to dedicate at minimum an hour a week, if you can, to your business. All right. Part two of carving out your calendar is that you need to work in your business, right? So working on your business as a CEO, and now you're working in your business because you're a one-man show doing the side hustle. It's going to be as if you owned a paint party studio and you're going to work in it. Now you're going to open those doors, you're going to get the paint out, you're going to start painting with customers. That's working inside of your business, right? So now you're going to look at your next 3 months. If you're following the playbook, you're going to look at October, November, December, or maybe September, October, November, depends what you want to do here. And now you're going to go dream about the days that you're available to do these events. Do you want to work Saturday mornings doing like coffee and canvas? Do you want to work afternoons? Do you want to work evenings? Like now you're going to color that box. You're going to like put an orange circle around it or something like that, a little pumpkin. Maybe you're going to buy some cute stickers, some cute markers, and you're available. You're open for business. If we had a paint party studio, what would our open hours be, right? Sometimes when we're a mobile paint party business, we're like, I'm just open whenever. Well, that's not true, right? So when a customer comes to you and they're like, yeah, I want to have a boo brunch or a witchy girls night out, you're like, great, I have 2 Saturdays open in October. You already know you're ahead of the game, because when a customer's ready to book, you don't have to scramble and think, am I available or am I not? And so as you're advertising, it helps you when you're like, hey, I want to host. Remember those dream events we talked about earlier? I want to host, a fall kids club art, a pumpkin festival with kids or something like that. Sorry, I should have a theme ready for you. And I'm available the first 3 Saturdays in October, right? And so when you already have those dates, you're already visualizing for yourself. You're already able to quickly go to that. And plus, it allows your brain to dream and allows that possibility to happen, right? Now, what I want you to do is whatever you decide to decorate those, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Saturday mornings, whatever time you want to work. And I want you to think of every single circle represents a dollar amount. That's going to make you even more excited to go highlight, to go circle, to go star it, right? Because when you do that, and every single one of those represents between $300 and $500, something else is going to click in your brain. You're going to get motivation to want to be able to do that, right? Now, I don't know why you're building your paint party business if it's not to make extra money, right? Because every single one of those activities that you do in the working in your business represents the dollar amount. Now, I have already done this for my fall calendar as well. I haven't circled it. I made it on my vision board, so I'm going to show that to you here in a minute. So how many circles do you want? How many pumpkins do you want to be on that October calendar, November calendar? How many? Because that represents how much money, right? And that's going to be the motivator for you. And I know it's not always money motivated. Of course, that's the important part of our side hustle. It's just what happens naturally. Serving how many people, right? What's that going to do for your family? That's going to drive your why and why you're doing this. All right, keep chatting with me in the chat if you're getting excited about how you're going to decorate your upcoming calendar. All right, so that leads me into that step 2 from our playbook. Step 2 into our playbook is all about creating a financial goal. And why do you want to set a financial goal and the financial target? Because that's going to connect to your why. Like when you ask yourself why 6 times, why do you want to have this paint party? Why do you want to have this side hustle? Why do you want to make an extra $1,000 a month? I don't know what that is for you, right? So drill it down. Ask yourself 6 times, why? Why do I want to make $1,000? Well, it's going to help me have a better Christmas for my family. Why? Why do you want a better Christmas for your family, right? Because I definitely don't want to stress about it and don't want to charge it on my credit cards. Why don't you want to charge it on your credit cards, right? I don't want to pay interest. I don't want to stress out, right? It kind of goes back and back. It gives you some financial peace. But your why could be different. Your why is like, I just want to build this. I need to get out of my house. I love doing art, go down to your why. So anyway, we're going to create our financial target. And depending where you're at in your business, I average my minimum for my events is $300. I won't go do an event at all if I'm not making a minimum of 300. And in the fall, especially in December, I really protect my events. I want to make $500-600 per event, if that. And I really usually go for the high ticket items, like this $2,000 event I have coming up in October. Because my time is so precious and because I've established my business to be able to work in some of these areas. I just have the customer base, and you can too. And even if you're diving in brand new, I had a brand new guide join, and I coached her through her first party, which had 40 people at a bar restaurant. Her first party, 40 people. That is a hard feat, right? Especially if you're thinking you got to buy 40 easels or 40 brush sets. That could be hard if you're not building your business. I've been building my business for 14 years. I have enough setups for 100 people. I could do that type of large event. And you may not be able to just yet, but that's what we're working on. We're building up to that, right? So you're going to write down a number that excites you. You're going to write down how much you want to make either every month or the next 3 months. If you're working on the Fall Party Playbook, how much do you want to make in this fall season, right? For me, I write down my goal. My husband and I are on an aggressive savings plan, and we're working on our 3 to 6 month emergency fund. And so that's what we're using. And every year since I started my paint party business, I have always paid for our family's Christmas. And I'm super proud to be able to contribute to that. I also love to spend money at Christmas. I like to buy little doodads for all my friends and my coworkers and things like that. And I don't want to say that I can't. And that's what I work for. And so that's what I want you to, I just want you to take a minute. Like you can pause this video. Well, not if you're live. I want you to just take a minute and be able to allow yourself to dream about that, what that would do for you. All right, I'm going to share some slides with you because I want to motivate you on what the possibility looks like in your paint party business. My paint party business is pretty untraditional. And what I mean by that is I don't only just do paint parties. I do artsy pop-ups. I do some other creative things. And so what I have coming up in October already is I have an event for my community, for our city. Our local city has hired me, and it's going to be like 6 hours. And it's going to take a lot of time for me to prep this. They're expecting like over 1,000 people to come in and out. So it's like a festival type of thing. And their theme is A Nightmare Before Christmas. And so we already have a painting, this top left painting here. It's kind of cut off here, but we already have a painting in our gallery on the go art category, our artwork gallery. But then I will be doing some wood slices. And so I'll have these fun, just regular Halloween wood slices, but then I'll have some fun Jack and Sally slices. These top right things are what I call Halloween cuties. And they're fun little stickers you can just buy on Amazon. And then I'm also going to have a fun little neon station. So I'm doing an artsy pop-up there. I'm going to tell you more about an artsy pop-up coming up. But $2,000, I'm going to hire a helper between all of my supplies for, I'm not going to paint with all 1,000 people, I'm sure. But for the 6 hour day, I'm expecting to still profit about $1,500 because mini canvas and wood slices and mini wood blocks, not that expensive. All right. So the next thing that I'm doing is a customer called me. This is a repeat customer I had pre-COVID. It was a company that leases out space. I'm charging $375 for a 2 hour artsy pop-up. So normally I do 3 hour minimums, but they only want me there for 2 hours. I charge the same price, which is great. And there's a tenant event, and they're having they call them activations, and they're doing like headshots for all their tenants, and they wanted me to create a vision board station and also bring up some more pop-up items. So I'm doing this embroidery project there with them. And if you are an artsy association, I taught this embroidery thing in our Inspire Your Heart with Art workshop. And so it's super fun. They embroider a regular photograph. We're going to get some fun words that they get to embroider that are like girl boss kind of things. And in the back of that embroidery, on the back of that picture, you can see it's like messy in the back, right? And that's kind of the point of the tutorial is like, we're girl bosses, we're working, but it's messy in the back. kind of relates to what we're working on right now, right? And then they want to do these silhouettes that I made those sunset silhouettes like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Super fun little artsy pop-up. And then they want to do word bracelets. I love bracelets, making bracelets. And so I'm sharing that with my clients. Super cheap, super affordable to be able to make those bead bracelets. And that is also an artsy pop-up. And then I am doing a traditional paint party. My third event in October is an organization that has me out every single year. It's a credit union and they raise money for a scholarship fund. And so I charge $40 a person, minimum of 20 people. I leave with a minimum of $500, whatever or then $300 or whatever the difference is, I'll donate to their scholarship fund. So this is last year's picture. They have me out every single April and every single October. It's a repeat business for the past probably 5 years. So my billable revenue is for October is already $3,100. My take home will be at minimum $2,300 after my expenses, and I pay a helper. This isn't average. I'm not like trying to tell you this is what it always is or that you're going to have a large event like that, but it's very possible. I'm telling you, the fall and the holidays are big money makers. So why wouldn't you keep following the coaching? Why wouldn't you keep following the playbook, right? Because I promise you, you can make this happen. You can continue to make your business, build your business and work it. So I'm going to be doing a training for Artsy pop-ups for our members. If you're a member of Artsy, you're going to have all the tools, which surfaces I use. You're going to have the stencils and the Amazon links to go buy the stickers and all of that good stuff to make it really easy for you to create an Artsy pop-up for the holidays coming up. Last year, I did a Grinch Artsy pop-up. It was amazing, and we're going to repeat that again this year as well. So stick around for that. But we're going to move on to the third step in our playbook because I told you I was going to keep these calls to like 35, 40 minutes. So the third part of the Artsy playbook is to make a vision board. Now, it's not January. We're not trying to make a vision board in January, but we are making a vision board for whatever season you're in of watching this video. For us right now, we're in the fall. And I pre-made one for you. But I know if you're artsy, you can go make your own fun one, cut some pictures out. If you want the Canva design, if you're an Artsy member, I'm happy to give that to you because I made my own just like this digital one. My printer is pooping out, so I had to make a digital one anyway. But what we're working on and why this is so important as you begin to rebuild or refocus your business is you got to dream. You got a plan and you're going to put it on your vision board. You're going to print it up or you're going to keep it on your desktop, something like that to keep it visual, right? So that you can keep working on this. I already went and planned my October through December, and I think I'm going to be able to do 10 events, right? I have 3 in October. I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 in November, and December is always off the charts. So I'm going to try to do 10 for the rest of the year. I'm working on my business every single Saturday in September. I'm not traveling. I'm cleaning out my supplies. I'm following this whole playbook so I can share with you pictures and how I'm working on that. And then my expected profit for the next coming 3 months is $6,500. $6,500 that I am expecting to add to my paint party business over the next October through December. So I don't know if that is something that you could work on and that motivates you for your business. And my vision word for this fall season is build. And there's other reasons behind that because I'm my projects I'm working on in my day job and my nonprofit job, but also in my Bible study, the keyword is it's a time to build, and building is hard. Rebuilding is hard. It can be slow. It can be messy to build. And the hardest part is when we're trying to build something alone. And that's why I was really inspired to do this with not only our Artsy members, but for anybody who's trying to start a paint party business. I just felt really motivated to want to help build alongside you. So that's why we are here. All right, to close us up, I want to remind you, having a side hustle, it doesn't just come to you, right? These things don't just happen. It happens with intentional planning. You got to be able and be willing to plan your business. And there are things behind the scenes. So when we say we're making $50 to $80 an hour, you got to remember the behind the scenes things it takes to build, right? It's the studs of your house. It's the plumbing inside of the house that you don't get to see every single day. It's not just the cover up, right? It's that hard building. It's the planning, the marketing, the emails, the newsletters, practicing your artwork and watching these coaching videos and your customer service. It's all of those things. And it can get overwhelming when you're a solopreneur. And so don't do it alone. You're in business for yourself, not by yourself. So, encouraging you, go look at the playbook. The three things we talked about in this video is carving out your calendar for those, CEO and working in your business parts. The second part is creating that financial goal. That shouldn't take you very long. And the third part is creating that vision board. So, can you do that this week? Can you do that this weekend? And then meet me back next week as we're going to talk about our supplies next week. And we're going to talk about seasonal upgrades. I'm going to share with you my favorite seasonal upgrades. And I hope you join me next Saturday morning live or watch the replay. And yeah, you can create a life that you love. And I believe it. I've been doing it for 14 years. And you can build it in 1 minute. You can build it in an hour. You can build it in a week. And I'm cheering you on and I'm here for you. If you're an Artsy member, let's keep talking in the Facebook group. And for those of you who are looking to maybe join Artsy, go to the artsyassociation.com. And if not, these videos are here to continue to serve you this fall. All right. Talk to you soon. Have a great week and